Hi there. In this video, we're going to talk about solving a two-step equation that involves both multiplication and division, or division and multiplication. It doesn't matter which order we go in. I'll show you both of them today. Remember, when we talk about solving a two-step equation, our first step is always to isolate the term with the variable in it first. Otherwise, we're going to add steps onto the end. The second step will always be to isolate the variable by itself. Remember, we want x equals some number, okay? X equals 6, x equals -2, x equals 1/2, whatever the answer is going to be. The variable all by itself, whether that be an x, a z, a w, an m, whatever variable it is that you're using. The variable by itself equals some number. So let's look at our first example. 4x divided by 5 equals 8. So in this particular problem, this is the term that has the variable in it, the 4x. The 4x is being divided by 5. So how do I undo divide by 5? We use our opposite function, same number, okay? Opposite function. It's being divided by 5, so we're going to multiply by 5 on both sides. Times 5 there, times 5 there. We have to do it to both sides so that we keep the equation balanced. Otherwise, we're going to be off kilter one way or the other. So these 5s will end up canceling each other out. The 4x remains equals 8 times 5, which gives me 40. So this is my variable. I'm on step 2 now, so I'm going to isolate the variable itself. So the protective barrier or around the x, okay, is there. We get rid of everything outside of that barrier, which is the 4. And what is the 4 doing? It is multiplying. How do we undo the multiplication? We divide. We divide by 4 on both sides. Those 4s will cancel. X equals 40 divided by 4 gives me 10. Okay? In our other example, now they're just kind of backwards. It's kind of backwards in here, but the process remains the same. This x divided by 6 is my term that has my variable in it. So what's happening to it? It is being multiplied by 3. So how do I undo multiply by 3? I have to divide by 3. So I'm going to divide both sides of this equation by 3. Those 3's will cancel. X divided by 6, parentheses are no longer necessary, equals 18 divided by 3, which gives me 6. So my variable is the x. It is being divided by 6. The x is now in its protective force field. Can't get to it just now, so we have to get rid of everything else around it, which is the divide by 6. So now we're going to undo division by multiplying. We're going to multiply by 6 on both sides. Those two 6's will cancel. X equals 6 times 6, which gives me 36. Now, some of you may be asking, well, how do I know if my answer is correct? How do I know if I've done my arithmetic correct? Good question. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our original equation and we're going to plug our answer into the original equation and see if it makes a true statement. So we have 4x divided by 5 equals 8. We're going to plug the 10 in for the x. So we have 4 times 10 divided by 5 equals 8. 4 times 10 gives me 40 divided by 5 equals 8. And 40 divided by 5 gives me 8 equals 8. Those two being the same thing on both sides of the equation tells me that my solution of a positive 10 when I solve the equation is correct. Isolate the term with the variable in it first. Isolate the variable itself in the second step. Use opposite functions, same number. Undo what the problem is trying to tell you to do. Thank you.